See what I've started here. I've got a bunch of pieces, wooden pieces, for the interior. Not exactly sure what each one fits yet, but I've got them all there. There's a couple more down there, and I got me a couple boxes just to keep things organized until the cleaning's done. Here's part of what was on the boat. Just a bunch of cleaning supplies and some brushes. Still a little bit of this left, might use it. But here she is, my Catalina 22. But yeah, let's take a look below decks, see what we've got. Got my work cut out for me. I've got clearly a lot of water here, some water here, definitely some water in there. Here's no idea what the hell that is. Maybe a sink? Maybe a sink was supposed to go there. I don't know. There's the berth that goes back there. Here is the winch for the swing keel. As you can see, it looks in terrible condition. Probably need to replace that. A lot of water in here. This all looks like important places that water shouldn't be, but water is. There's some water in there. And, of course, there's a ton of water back in here. So it looks like I got my work cut out here for just starting out. Hi, Shadow. But for the really moldy, as you can tell, lots of mold. But if you notice, it comes off relatively easily. It is the pop-top version, so that's something I can work on. Forward berth, as it stands right now, has this giant foam thing right here. I don't know what that is for, but it looks like there's still plenty of storage. And there's probably the anchor locker, except it doesn't have a hatch that goes to the front. That's something I guess I'm gonna have to get. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, that looks bad. That, my friend, looks bad. Oh, can you see it? There's something red behind there. That is a crack. That is a crack. It's okay. It's not very big and it's above the water line, which means it's okay for right now. That is something that we can deal with. Speaking of cracks, here we go. I found this yesterday. That is a fiberglass patch job. So you can see someone's done. See, this feels solid. This isn't fiberglass, but this is. So someone's done, looks like a repair job of sorts. I'm hoping that's not where all this water is coming from. I'm hoping that water is just here. But I think that's below the water line, and it seems to be okay. I don't think this water has risen any. Of course, the test to see whether or not all this water is rainwater, in fact, is to get it all out of the boat and then come back the next day and see if there's any more water in there. If there is, we know that there's another problem. But concerning that crack, let me go outside. I also want to go outside and see what this looks like. Alright, we're on the side of the boat here. And I believe somewhere around there is where that big patch job is. I can't really see anything. It looks bad out here, so maybe it was an interior thing. But like I said, it seems to be not taking on any seawater. Alright, we're on the side of the boat again. Found a couple things. That kind of looks like a little nick. That looks like a little nick right there, but it doesn't look like that scratch that's on the forward berth. There's another little nick of sorts, but yet again, that just looks like a poor job. A poor repatch job. I don't know where a crack is. It might be that crack just goes to the inner hull, and not all the way through, which would be nice. There's the water line. You can tell the water line strip needs to be repainted. And you can see there's some gunk on the bottom, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. As far as the decks go, it's all feels pretty solid. I know squishy decks is a bad thing. For instance, right here feels solid. All up in here feels solid. I know there's a spot. Yeah, there's a spot right there. That spot right there is a little squishy. If you can see that. But then again, that's not a huge major issue. That means it's just you know, possibly rotted inside. Definitely not a priority. The rigging, standing rigging, these 4 shrouds, this one, and this one, and this one, which is a little loose, and this one is good. But the standing rigging shrouds, you can see up there, those two, when they come down, you can tell that they're not really attached to anything. And they are attached by this bungee here. That's cute. And that you can see, the starboard one goes over here, which, you know, looks like it could use a little work. But that isn't nearly as bad as the one on the port side, which seems to not be there at all. So a little bit of hardware needs to be obtained for that. But like I said, that certainly isn't an emergency. This sail cover, I think it can be sewn and repaired, which would be nice. You know, it's not in awful condition except for places like, you know, right here, right there, and you can tell where you know, like it could just be sewn on top. It would look okay. But there's the sail, and it's very wet right now, which I'm sure is not a good thing. There's some more pieces I need to get out. But yeah, as far as like a brief overview, that's about all I can see right now. Nice thing is it does come with a sail, a main sail, and a jib, and also main sail and jib covers, which, you know, after a little TLC or work could be fiddled with, and could be used for something. Another thing here, which is super cool, is that it comes with an anchor and an anchor chain. And here's the rope, I suppose, for said anchor chain. Well, oh, and here's the anchor. Comes with an anchor. Like, how awesome is that? The anchor came with it. That's like some, what, I don't know, $80 perhaps that I'm saving. So yeah, she's clearly, like I said, clearly got my work cut out for me. But I mean, check out these lifelines. The ropes are here and not in bad shape. The lifelines are in. That's not anything to be sneezed at, you know. You know, the deck feels pretty solid in a lot of places. You know, for instance, like that drain is not working. You know, down here it looks, you know, okay. As you can tell, like a common theme here is there's a lot of cracks running all along. I think this is the gel coat that's cracking. Not uncommon for a boat of this age, and a boat that's also probably been cared for as little as this one. I have yet to look under this, which oh god, yeah, that's something. That's probably where all that water in the in that port berth storage area. That's where all that water's coming from. Probably right there. But like a fiberglass patch job, probably shouldn't be too hard for that. Even like even a novice like me. Oh, and another added bonus feature. Here's the bimini top, which I haven't opened yet, but the fact that there is one there means you can always sew a new one, or get your mom to sew a new one. Here's the engine. It's a, I think it's an 8 horsepower Nissan. From what he told me, or the only thing he told me, was that it didn't work at all. And he hasn't even fiddled with it for the past 2 years. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a Nissan, it's a Suzuki. I was way off. An 8 horsepower Suzuki. One plus here about it working. It turns over. Look at that. So that's something I can work on. Here's the rudder, which I plan to take off and store for a bit. And other than that, that's about it. Hey, Dad, you remember the green friend I used to have? I believe what I found here is my blue friend. Okay, I just finished the port aft storage locker. Day one, got that whole thing done, did the floors, the ceilings, and the sides, so I guess that's pretty good for a start. Check it out. As you remember, I did this bit first, which I had to redo. I kind of found I had to kind of go over everything I started doing. This is all yet to be done, but I did get that side, and I got the wall there. Got it all up around. You can tell it just, we got the sides and the ceilings. You can tell everything looks a little better now. Over there. So yeah, got that part compared to, kind of this comparison here, what it was. Yeah, I crawled all up in there and did all that. Go me. So yeah, the whole rest of this still needs doing, as you can tell. Whole rest of this needs to be done still, but that'll be another day. I'm not really sure whether to God, it just looks better like this. It all looks better. I'm really happy about it. I'm not sure whether or not I should. Oh, it's nighttime now, by the way. And actually, it's pretty well insulated. It's raining and it's winding outside, and I really don't feel any of it in here. It's a decent temperature. I could probably easily sleep, in here with some comfort. Anyway, I'm not sure whether or not to start my day tomorrow doing the quarter berth, which is in there. Doing all up in there, which needs it. It'll be a lot easier, it's a lot smaller. Or to kind of continue starting here, and kind of continuing my way around and coming back. I think it would be better to start, aft and move forward. I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Yeah, so day one complete. I used vinegar the whole way through, and it didn't smell, terrible. I didn't get any headaches or anything, and it got the job done. Obviously, we're not going for, completely spotless. I just kind of did a once-over wipe through. But, I did get on, crannies and cracks. But I think, if I want to kind of, really get that, I know there were some spots where where you could tell like there was just, the vinegar wasn't getting it off. And I'm sure, Clorox, bleach, or something a little stronger might be able to do it. But right now that I don't have any ventilation in here, maybe on a warmer summer day where I can open up everything and, have some fans going through, that might be better. But as of right now, like the vinegar worked really well. I only bought one sponge. I don't know what made me think that I only needed one sponge for this entire project, but I only bought one sponge. So I stole one from the kitchen inside, and I was able to complete it. But yeah, I kind of murder sponges going through this. So I'm going to need some more sponges. More sponges, one. More vinegar. Ran out of this pretty quickly. It got that whole job in there done, and it was maybe about 3/4 full when I started. So that's good. I got some water out. I got the water out of here. I got some water out of here and some water out of here. It's not all completely gone. Interesting thing about this area, these two areas, this area here and this area, are connected. And when I emptied those out, they seem to fill back up. And the thing was about that was that this whole thing, as you remember earlier, was there's not enough light in anymore. This whole thing, which I just cleaned, was completely filled, and it had 2 of these buckets full of water, which I pumped out. And since then, this hasn't filled up anymore. For instance, when I first got it, the water was above here just a little bit, and now it's down just ever so slightly, which means, and I saw it fill up a little bit after I emptied it the first time, and I saw it beginning to fill back up. But after I finished emptying this storage place back here, the aft port storage unit, once I emptied that, this didn't fill up anymore. So I was thinking somewhere back in there or somewhere under here or wherever, that was leaking into here, which would explain that, because while I was in there, I noticed a lot of holes, a lot of screw holes, a lot of just big holes where you could tell there was some instrument of some kind there before. And now that is no longer, or like those are probably where a lot of rainwater was coming into here, to the storage place, then coming into where the swing keel winch is. This is the swing keel winch. This is the swing keel winch area. I could tell like a lot of water was probably coming into there, then into here, subsequently into here, and then who knows where this water is coming from, but I don't think it's filling up any more than it was. Also, that water, I don't know where that was coming from, but I do know right up there, that screw right there is dripping, and that's probably where the water that was in here came from, and maybe in here. So that's, at first I was scared because I thought that may have been like a hole, kind of seeping area, and I know that in these swing keel Catalinas, this whole mechanism that runs from here, and then the swing keel is here, all that usually is a problem. And I was thinking that might have been it. Clearly, this needs to be replaced. And I looked online. I think it wasn't more than $130 to kind of replace this. Maybe it'll come out to $200. It'll be a worthwhile replacement because then that'll last me. I assume this is the one that was on here from '78. I think it says '78. Anyway, that's the one that's on here from '78. And then, getting a new winch, which is an improved design, what I read, over this one, will probably last me another 20 years, taking care of it and all that. So I think I found the source of the water problem. which is aft and port. Right, port to aft, yeah. That's the storage problem, or that's where I think a lot of the water was coming in and somehow seeping through all the other areas. And I think starting there actually turned out to be a really good idea. I actually started there just because that looked like the most difficult place to wash up. So I wanted to get that over with. Yeah, and yeah, everything. So day one complete, and we press forward. I have work tomorrow at 6, but tomorrow is going to be very sunny and very nice. High of like 70-ish, and like 10% chance of rain, partly cloudy. I'm going to take off the tarp, open everything up, and just yeah, continue having at it and work my way forward. I am, just to let you know, I am going to do the interior first, then the exterior, because right now there's really no point in doing the top because it's probably just going to keep getting dirty over and over again as I'm coming in and coming out. Actually, no, here's my plan. Aft, already done. Aft port, done. Aft to starboard, I will do tomorrow. And then probably do this. Just to kind of get the aft section done. Then I'm probably going to move forward and then work my way back. You know, of course, starting with ceilings, working to walls, finishing with floors. I think that's a good plan. So I think that's a good plan. I think I'll stick to it. Some more things to note. Right here, there is a lot of corrosion, and that's going to need to be taken care of. I probably could just get it with a wire brush. I'm sure there's some anti-corrosive something, you know, out there. There's another one over here. As you can tell, that one does not have this little helpful notch right here that you stick this into. That one does not have it. I also noticed that my hatch, my forward hatch right up there, does not have it as well. That might be why the hatch, you know, the hatch might just be leaking a little bit. I haven't seen too much evidence of water leaking up there, but that doesn't mean that it's not. But yeah, day one complete. No major problems I've not found any major problems yet. Oh, except for right here. This, I believe, seeing as it's right in front of the door, it sticks out. This is probably the spot that's been sat on the most. And right here is cracking. It's because a lot of stress, I'm sure, has been put on this spot right here. So I'm going to be cautious of that and see if there maybe is a way I can put like a board or something under there once this is all cleaned out to support that. Or to support it so that it can hold up the weight, because I believe not only that this has been the most sat on spot in the boat, but it will be, since I've been sitting on it a lot, the most. So, you know, for my benefit, if not for the benefit of, or whatever. So that, you know, think of a way to take care of that, but that's obviously not urgent. Another thing I was thinking of doing was getting an actual marine survey done on the boat. I know everybody, or all the suggestion is get the marine survey before you buy the boat. But I didn't I technically bought this boat for $18, but I didn't actually, you know, buy it because it was more or less given to me. So I'm thinking about now kind of taking a step back and getting the survey once I've cleaned everything, and then having the guy, you know, the surveyor, who knows much more than I do, I hope that's what I would be paying him for, to kind of look at everything and be able to tell me, this is a problem, you know, like, but it won't be necessary to fix until 3 years, you know, and this is a problem that's really urgent, and, you know, things, he'll probably end up telling me a lot of things I already know, but I'm hoping he'll tell me something that I don't know that, you know, is a little more desperate. Really, he can just give me a checklist of things I need to do before it can have it's not really a maiden voyage, but it would be the first voyage. I would be captaining it. Of course, before that happens, I need to get it registered, I need to get the title in my name, and get a boating license. And that will all take time and money. But not as much as it would if I had to buy the boat first and then do all of it. So all the money I saved on that I can put to, you know, kind of getting myself and the boat ready to go. So yeah, one more look down here. It's really pretty, and I'm really proud of it, and it honestly wasn't that difficult, which just makes me think that this all can be done, probably not too much more elbow grease and not too many more weeks, you know. This is not like a huge kind of over-season problem. This is just kind of like a general little boat that's been holding together as best it can under the poor caretaking. But yeah, day one complete, and we push forward to the horizons. Alright, see you next time.